Chris Prochno.
And I'm Jane Trotter, and welcome again to Koffee Klatch. We have a really jam-packed full show here today.
Yeah, what we don't have is any contributed artwork. Remember we talked about this on the last show? We are still, here she goes. We are still looking for contributions of anyone that would like to have their artwork displayed.
Well, you can't see that it's a stick person on a blue paper.
Well, we do have an interesting show. Earlier in this year, I had Ray Broderick, who's the principal at Elk Grove High School, on, and we talked about a program that they're going to initiate next year called EG2000, and we've asked him back here for a follow-up because we are going to go online starting next September, and it's very exciting, challenging, a little scary, so we're going to get a little more information on it.
And we're going to see how much we know with technology. We haven't joined any future technology.
Not nearly as much as my kids.
or my kids, for that matter, which are learning it in kindergarten, right? I've got Dr. Anna Marie Yates, who is a counselor at Elk Grove High School, and she's going to be sharing with us what the counseling department does at Elk Grove High School and the services that are available to the students and the parents who are in the district here. Also, we're going to have a special little interview with Nancy Czarnik at the end of our show today, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming 40th anniversary celebration dinner dance banquet, which is going to be held February 9th. So if you want to get some information on the banquet, there are seats still available, or tickets and tables still available. Stay tuned.
We'll be talking about that later.
This is one of those show grabbers, right?
Don't miss a moment. Koffee Klatch will be right back.
Thousands of women will lose a child to AIDS simply because they didn't get an HIV test when they were pregnant. You see, there's now treatment that can help stop the spread of HIV from mother to baby, which gives children of HIV-infected mothers something they never had before: a chance. If you're pregnant, please get an HIV test.
Welcome back. My guest today is Ray Broderick, who's the principal of Elk Grove High School and has been on our show a few times before.
A few times.
And thanks for coming back. Last time you were on the show, you talked about a new program that we're going to set in place, EG2000 at Elk Grove High School, and it looks like this is becoming a reality.
We hope so.
We hope so. I got this brochure in the mail saying my daughter is going to be involved in this. It better be a reality.
We're planning for it to take place.
Okay, well, quickly as an overview, explain to us the difference between a regular high school curriculum and the idea behind EG2000.
Okay. Basically, when we started to look about 4 years ago in terms of is there any way we can improve our school and what are some things we can do, we looked at basically two main issues. One was the size of the school, trying to make the school a more personal place and make sure some students had quick intervention and we can help other kids and give other students information who need it. And the second part was the schedule, and that not everything fits into 50-minute periods, and 50-minute periods are not necessarily the best way to learn all the material. And in turn with that is how can we get students to be able to access more of our resources, being that teachers or other individuals for help, or labs, writing centers that we have.
And your solution to that problem?
The solution to that problem was basically twofold, well, threefold basically. One was to change the schedule, to look at a variable schedule, which means that we ask the different departments and teachers who teach the classes, what is the best way to organize your class? Time and size of groups. Because we have some classes, for example, that would rather meet for 90 minutes, lab classes, for example, where you just get into the lab and in 50 minutes you got to tear down and pick up the next day. So some classes are looking some 90-minute periods. Also size of groups. Other classes and teachers are looking at, I'd like a regular size group for maybe 3-4 days a week, but on one day I'd like to meet with some students in small groups so I can make sure they've got the information, and maybe we can have some more intense discussions where you could be 1 on 10 or 1 on 11 rather than 1 on 25 or 29. So it's varying the times that the classes meet and also the size groups. The second thing we looked at was an advisory period. Trying to, again, make the school more personal for students, trying to make sure that we connect with them better, that there's someone there that can help them if they need some help or get assistance. So what we're doing is setting up advisory periods where there'll be 16 students with each staff member in the school that will meet on a daily basis, where they can make sure if there's any issues that be resolved, that they can help them, and also to provide some support. In conjunction with that, we've always had a concern on freshman transition, freshmen coming into the high school to a school our size. So we're also looking at, in conjunction with that, a freshman transition program, whereas a freshman class will meet just one day a week for maybe 30 minutes, where we'll talk to the freshmen about study skills, time management, how to get resources at the school, conflict resolution, accepting responsibility, all those things. They'll be reinforced in their freshman classes and hopefully make their transition to high school an easier one and get them on the right road to success.
Okay, so basically when you're talking about this variable scheduling, it would be similar to a college type program.
Similar, except at the time that the students have, which we're going to call for instructional support or assistance, won't be as great as in a college setting where you might have one class in the morning and not have anything until the afternoon. That's not going to happen in our system. What it does mean is a student could start the day with a 90-minute class and then maybe have 15 or 20 minutes and then have to go to a 60-minute class and then maybe go right away to a 45-minute class. Also, each of their day would be different because of the way that the classes are designed to meet. Even if a class meets the same time every day, and there are some classes that feel that the students need to be there every day for 45 or 50 minutes, we like to vary even when those classes meet. If you ask students or teachers if they like a class the last period of the day, not too many people do. You've been working all day, you're tired, you've had lunch, so we believe that students would do better if they had that class maybe at 10 o'clock on some days or 1 o'clock on some days rather than always the last day of the week. So we're also trying to vary some of that so the day is more interesting for students and also that time revolves around learning rather than the opposite.
Okay. Well, I was reading through the brochure that I received in the mail because I am a parent of a child at Elk Grove High School, and some of the questions that came up with, would every student have individual resource time? I understand that that was one of the thrusts of this program, that a child would have the opportunity to go to different resources, and that's why you were going with this type of a structure.
That's one of the things we found, that students who need help or would like to get extra help or even go expand their knowledge, they don't have any time in the schedule that they have now. And in the last 5 or 6 years, we've expanded computer labs, technology labs, resource centers. We've got all of these resources. We're building a new addition at the school, which is going to be an instructional center, technology center for students to come to.
If the wind doesn't blow it away, I saw it out there today.
But students don't have time in their schedule to access these resources. So what we're also trying to do in this program is being able to give students some time to access the resources that we have. Now, we also know that some students might have some difficulty in deciding on their own to access those resources. So we will have a system set up that if a student is not doing well in a class or not behaving properly in the school, that they will be assigned to those resources. But other students who are doing well and going to these areas and working on papers or doing research, they're going to be able to do that.
Okay, and one of the things that I think you mentioned it, freshmen, 9th graders coming into the school will not be as involved in this program as the upper level classes.
They will have classes that might meet differently during the week, but in terms of any of their instructional support or assistance time will be blocked in along with this freshman class. One of the other things we're hoping is there's a lot of things we can't do now with our schedule. We have an interactive TV program with Harper and with several universities, DePaul, National Louis. They'd like to beam in some college courses to some of our students. We had an opportunity to have a sign language course beamed into our school that would meet only Tuesdays from 8 to 9:15. Our present schedule doesn't let students do that, take that. You have to have the first 2 hours free every day just to have it free on one day of the week. In a schedule that we're proposing, a student might be able to take that college course. And we've had discussions with Harper in terms of beaming in some courses where students could possibly receive some college credit while they're still a senior in high school if they have some time. Also electives. Some students might like to take a technology course or maybe an art course or maybe an auto mechanics course, and not to be an auto mechanic but just learn about cars. Very few students have room to take electives, but if that elective was such that it only met once a week or twice a week and it wasn't real intense but just enough to give overviews, maybe some students would like to do that. We can't do that in the current schedule we have now. So we're hoping that this will that will expand the opportunities for students at the same time.
One of the other things I read about was you're going to begin each day with an advisory passing period,
Right.
a 15-minute period. What types of conversations or activities do you see going on during that period?
Okay, the advisory period will be made up right now of 4 seniors, 4 juniors, 4 sophomores, and 4 freshmen, and one teacher or certificated staff member. I myself will have an advisory period. Those advisory periods will also be clustered around a specific counselor. So all the students that I have in my advisory will have the same counselor. So if I know that someone's is having difficulty or needs some help, I know there's only one counselor I need to go to. So these counseling clusters will also be geared around administrator, and each of these will have an administrator in charge. As principal of the school, I will be responsible for 2 of these clusters, so if there's any issues or problems or interventions that I can do, we can get to it quicker. Right now, a counselor has anywhere between 200 and 300 students. It's very difficult to always know what's going on. So we're hoping the advisory will help students be more successful by intervening quicker. Also, hopefully the seniors can mentor some of the freshmen, give them some advice, maybe get them involved in activities. A lot of times freshmen come in and don't know what debate is. Well, if I have a senior that's a debate person, say, why don't you take them down to the debate after school? A lot of them won't do that on themselves, but if we can get some of that going.
Nudge them a little.
Yeah, get some of that going, we think it'll make better. Also, in terms of a school, there's some issues that, conflict resolution when kids are dealing with each other. Some of those issues, it's difficult. How do you do that? Talk about with students for some of those issues that affect the school. We don't have a means to do that. We're hoping through the advisory we can do that, which will make our whole community a better place for everybody.
Okay. Looking at the scheduling, there are similarities to it being a college schedule. I can see this as being preparation for someone who's moving on and going to college after they graduate, but a lot of the students don't. What benefit would they get out of a program like this?
Okay. We believe that this program will also benefit those students at the same time, because a lot of those students are the same students that don't have time in their schedule to go get help if they've wanted to. They might have failed a class or 2 as a freshman, so now their sophomore year, they have a full schedule trying to catch up, and there's no room to get help at all. Well, we need to provide some time for them to get individual help, because if a student's having problems in a class of 28 students, it's difficult for that teacher to know how many students all the time are having specific problems. But if we can say, you've got 20 minutes or 30 minutes after this class, there's a teacher in the resource room that I want you to go to work on this problem. We can do that. Also, in terms of small groups, we all know that many times in small groups, students can get the information better. So by some of the classes breaking up some days in small groups, again, to help guarantee that the students are getting the material and being able to access those resources, we think those students will be better also. We also found out that time is a big benefit for students. In fact, one of the things that students always ask me is, well, we always have right now they have a 50-minute lunch. Will they have a 50-minute lunch next year? Not necessarily. Some days they might have a 30-minute lunch. Other days they might have a 50-minute lunch. The lunch is going to vary. And so that time there, they might need to be in a class or in a resource center. So some students who are having difficulty, we are not going to let them have the time like the other ones. We will look at a student's academic record, what they're doing this week. If we get a note through our email system we're going to have that this student is having problems and not doing well, then that next week they will be assigned to a resource center to make sure to catch up and to get help. Once they get to a point where they're passing again, then maybe we'll open it up a little for them and give them a little more responsibility. But in order to get the right to be able to do that, you have to be able to show responsibility, which is exactly what business people are telling us too. That students need to get to school, get to class, and do the work, and that's what we're trying to do here too.
Okay, well, we're running out of time as usual. And so my final question is, how do you plan to assess the success or failure of the program?
Okay. We're right now developing some surveys that we'll be using the spring of the year that we'll be giving to students and staff and to sampling groups of parents to fill out. Then we will be assessing it as we go along, giving those same surveys to see if attitudes are changing. We'll look at grades, we'll look at attendance, all those things, and also parent surveys and meetings too to find out how things are going at the same time. So we will definitely be setting up a system for the evaluation of the program as we go along.
Okay, and if anyone has any questions or concerns, they can call the the high school directly?
Definitely. Call us at the high school, and if you'd like to talk to me or someone else, this is a teacher committee that has been helping forming this program, about 30 instructors, and we've even had students involved also.
Okay, the number was 439-4800.
Correct.
Thank you, and
Thank
I
you.
do plan on having you back on the show to follow up on this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
again.
Thank
Coffee
you.
Klatch will be right back.
A lot of guys are less afraid of this glove than they are of this glove. This glove can help your doctor tell if you got prostate cancer, one of the most common cancers among men, especially over 40. With early detection, most guys can beat prostate cancer. So please, get a complete annual checkup and live, man. Why die of fright? Prostate cancer. Real men get it checked. The American Cancer Society.
Welcome back. With me now is Dr. Anna Marie Yates, who is a counselor at Elk Grove High School. Thank you for being on our show.
Thank
and
you.
welcome.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Now, do you get called Dr. Yates by your students, or?
No, my students call me Mrs. Yates. I think
Mrs.
they
Yates?
just have a comfort level.
Yeah, but you worked really hard to achieve the degreed status of doctor. So
That's true.
We'll revere you on the show here.
Okay.
But something special that just happened in your life, I understand, is that you are now the Illinois School Counselor of the Year.
Right.
You won that prestigious honor over many, many, many entries, I'm sure, and you're hopefully standing in line for the national competition, right?
The papers have been sent in.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. I was saying earlier on the show that we Midwesterners really like to fight, so hopefully we'll get that one for you too. We're going to talk a little bit about the counseling department at Elk Grove High School, and maybe educate the viewers as to what's available to them via the counseling department. So why don't we get right into that a little bit?
Okay, I always like to talk about counseling because so many times a person says, what's a counselor for anyway? And a counselor doesn't give grades and doesn't give punishment, really. So it's a place where a student can come to blow off steam and really feel comfortable. And if they don't, if they're having problems at home, if they're having problems with their friends, this is the place to come. And it's really a three-pronged approach. We have 6 generalist counselors, and counseling includes the educational domain, which means that we work with their classes and choosing courses.
Right.
And that's, I think, what most people are comfortable with. They think that that's
You sit around all day and put people in classes.
right. And but there are 2 other big parts, and one is the personal social, and this is where I talked about the problems that the students have, and I think the problems are a lot more severe these days than they used to be. And then the third part is the career domain, meaning that we try to help them find what their lifestyle is, and so that they know where they're going after high school.
Okay.
And that high school isn't just the next step to college, the high school is a step toward the career, to life.
And do each of the counselors in the department, they work pretty much equally with all those 3 aspects, or do you have some that are more specialized in one area?
The 6 generalists, we are very equal.
Very diverse.
And we do the 3 domains. We each have the same number of students, approximately 240 to 1 counselor. And we also have specialists. We have an ESL counselor. She deals with all the English as a second language.
Oh, sure.
And then we have a specialist who is we call her the TDP counselor. This is the Talent Development Program counselor. We also have a full-time college career counselor. She really, all the college applications go through her desk.
Oh, okay.
And she does not have the 240 to 1. She works with the colleges. She works with our students in group counseling.
That's a big job too, though.
It's
That's a
great
big
to
job,
have
too.
somebody like her. She's really a consultant to us and to the students.
So when a student is registered for the school year, they're given, they're assigned a counselor, and you're
Yes,
assigned
by
to them.
alphabet,
Is that yearly, or do you have the same person through 4 years of high school?
4 years. We have the same students for 4 years, so we really get to know them. And it's nice having a family, and that's the way we're set up, you know,
Yes.
through alphabet, so that if we have all the T's, of course, we'll get brothers and sisters, you know.
Oh, okay. Oh, how nice. So you'll get it right on through 4 years. And that's good because then you really get to know the family.
Right.
Because this carries over not just school-related problems, but when you need to get into the family, you know the family,
Yeah,
you can see how things are working through siblings.
That's true, yeah.
And you were saying earlier during our pre-interview that not everybody is aware of all of the domains, that they're aware of the college and career probably, and they're aware of needing to go to you to get their classes or their classes arranged. But it's this other one that you feel there's an increasing need.
Yeah, students just need someplace to come, especially in a big school like ours, someplace where they know that they can talk about confidential things, that they'll be led to a referral if they need. We also have a full-time psychologist and a full-time social worker work very closely with us.
So it's your job to identify situations in which it might be more than the counseling needs that you can provide. It might be something more special.
We might have to refer outside of the school, maybe an outside agency or an outside therapist also.
Now, when you were working on, well, actually the criteria for your award included working on projects. And I'm not quite sure, I was reading the criteria, but you had to do innovative guidance counseling projects. And what was something that you were working on?
Okay, I came to Elk Grove High School 10 years ago in 1986, and at that time there were no counseling groups at all. And I felt that that was really important because there are students who needed that extra support. And we now have 9 support groups, and students can join these most of the time at any time. We do distribute flyers to the students so they know what's available. We have a grief group. This group is for the students who have lost a family member, maybe a mom or a dad or a close relative. And we have an adoption group for students who have been adopted. They face a lot of issues now. We also have an aftercare group. Students who have been in the hospital. We have a general support group for students who really just don't fit into any of those. Children of divorce, several groups.
When you see an area that needs to be specialized, you can devise it. And you feel that the group counseling, it's a group counseling technique that's used in this, and these support groups, and you feel that this has been beneficial during the 10 years that you've observed it or oversaw it or
right,
and
these students not only benefit from a one-to-one relationship with a counselor, they're able to discuss it with peers and form a relationship with them too. It's very helpful.
Do you ever hear from some of these students that you've actually gotten inside a little bit more than just class loading as they go on to college or whatever choice they choose? Do you ever hear from them and see how they're progressing?
They come back. They come back to visit. In fact, one of the girls in my adoption group did get a phone call from her just not too long ago. So they do come back.
That's nice. That's the best reward when someone comes back and you see how well your seeds have been planted. We have a phone number we can put on the screen actually right now that if anybody is interested in contacting Dr. Yates or anybody actually in the counseling department, depending on what the student is assigned. This is for students and parents, right?
Right. I might mention that we do a lot of work with groups, but we do a lot of work individually. And our freshmen right now, we have already seen them at least 4 times. Our incoming freshmen, this might be real interesting to people who have students in the 8th grade. They will have an activity night on the 22nd, Monday. And then starting the 23rd, we will be meeting individually with students in the 8th grade. They'll be choosing their courses.
Oh, how nice. That's great.
Everybody will have an individual interview with their counselor.
Well, that's nice. And I think it's important that you educate, the public that these services are available to students, but also to the parents, because being a parent of an adolescent and a teenager is very difficult too, and they may not know where to turn sometimes. It'd be nice for them to know if they can call you up and say, help before, 4 years later.
That's exactly what we're there for. Someplace where they can come and share a problem or find an answer.
Sure. Well, I hope that your program is continually succeeding as it has, and good luck in the national competition.
Okay, thank you.
Mrs. Illinois School Counselor of the Year.
Okay,
thank you for being on our show, Dr. Yates. Koffee Klatch will be right back.
Carbon monoxide detectors are designed to respond to carbon monoxide much the same way as the human body. If your CO detector activates, call 911. If your CO detector activates and you're experiencing flu-like symptoms without a fever, exit your home immediately and go to your neighbors to call 911 for emergency assistance. This helps to make Elk Grove Village a safe and exceptional community.
Welcome back. Our final guest today is Nancy Czarnik, who is the chairperson for the 40th Anniversary Committee for Elk Grove Village, which is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. Thank you for joining us. You've got a lot to say and little time to say it in, so get to it.
First thing for the anniversary that we're kicking off is the 40th dinner dance, and that will be February 9th, Friday at Avalon Banquets. $40 a couple, $20 per person, choice of menu, prime rib, orange roughy, chicken francais with the Grand Marnier sauce. These are the flyers you'll see in the library, the Village Hall, and Senior Center, Park District. Pick these up. If you haven't already, send that into the village. Scott Niehaus at the Village Hall will be taking care of that.
And let's put the number across right ahead. So
Right.
as we're talking, they can see the number
In case
that
you
they can
can't find
call.
a form or you want to get more information, this is
On
the number
anything
to
we're
call.
talking about.
Call me, I can take care of it for you too. We have a live and a silent auction. Some of the gifts at the live auction are going to be some wills prepared. Lee Gar has donated one, Ralph Schumann has donated Swiss Hotel, the overnight stay downtown Chicago, a Mike Singletary autographed football. UNESCO has donated a Greatest Show on Earth music carousel. Woodfield Hyatt has also given us an overnight stay with a champagne and
Schaumburg Marriott.
Schaumburg Marriott.
And Woodfield Hyatt says that there's a surprise in the bathtub.
Yes, yes. I don't know what that is, but it
Gotta
should
win
be
it to find
interesting.
out.
Gallo International has given us a trip to Italy, airfare for one. Klein has given us a tool, or Klein tool set. It's we're taking care of our industrial people. Also, we have Sox tickets and Cub tickets with memorabilia from both of them. We're not sure yet what that will be. We also wanted to mention that we're going to, that's kind of what we're looking for the live auction. There are many gifts for the
Right,
silent
there's many.
auction, gift certificates to different local establishments, dinners, theaters, so
Smaller
forth.
items and things.
Right. We also are having a auction of the license plate. This is a first you're going to see. We have numbers 1 to 200. We're going to auction off probably between 5 or 10. The highest bidder gets their choice of numbers. For information, again, you can call Scott. You'll have to, the information will give you directions on what you need to do to obtain that.
right.
And that will be for 2 months that you can display these from June 1st to July 31st.
But the top 5 the ones that the auction will allow
their
them to
choice.
choose any number they want. and after that-
Absolutely. Favorite numbers, lucky numbers, badge numbers, whatever,
And
whatever
we
you
got
like.
that out. This is the big infomercial for the kickoff banquet, February
Right.
9th, and we hope to see everybody there.
And even if you're not interested in the auction, anybody who loves living in Elk Grove, being in Elk Grove,
Yeah.
loves anything about Elk Grove, we welcome you to come and enjoy it.
It'll be a fun night. We have dinner, dancing, the
Right.
auction.
Starts at 6:30
friendship, you know.
What a
it's
cheap
great.
Valentine's Day, too.
everything.
$40
Absolutely.
per couple on the weekend of
Absolutely.
Valentine's
We got
Day. You
everything.
can't beat
Cash
it.
bar is also
Everything, yeah.
included.
Notice everything is $40. The license plates, if you don't choose for the auction, you can get those at $40 a set. Notice the $40 theme
40,
again.
40, 40. Let's remind everybody that the reason we're doing this kickoff again is so that we can raise the funds needed to have a grand 1996 40th anniversary parade this summer.
In
So
July.
that's why we have the fundraiser, and that's why we're starting these things right now, so we
parade
can
is-
cover these costs and have a really great show.
There'll be a series of events going out throughout
Yes.
the year to help celebrate.
Oh,
a sock
yeah,
hop
yeah.
in conjunction with
Well,
Rotary,
it's more, now
possibly.
at this point, it's going to be kind of a 50s dance because
Right.
we're going to do it in conjunction with the Rotary Fest in late June. The birthday party, the actual birth date of the village, July 17th, we're going to do some celebration. So that's what a lot of these funds are, to try to offset and defray the costs towards some of the things we would like to give to the residents and so forth.
Well,
And
this
that's
is really
gonna help
exciting. I am really glad to be here and be part of this. And I know I haven't been here for 40 years like Chris has, but well, Koffee Klatch will be gone. Next show.
I think it's time to bring the show to a close. We really enjoyed you watching, and we will see you next time on Koffee Klatch.
Bye-bye.
Very nice. I'll get you next time.
Sally wants to be a surgeon when she grows up. Maybe someday she'll operate on you. Now, would you like this free booklet of simple ways you can help improve her education? Call 1-800-96-PROMISE.